I don't have to go for meditation for a pyramid. In my own, just a good 7 houses away, we have a 40-60 site dedicated to pyramid and also yoga. Can you imagine? And that's how the Paul Coelho's sayings that if you really deeply desire, even whether you don't have money, forget about it. Why worry about money? From wherever it is, it will come. And what I told him.
Let me add to this also. There is now the popular what would you do if you didn't need to earn money, or living? What would you do in life if you didn't have to earn money? So they use this for young adults, right? It became viral, it went viral on the internet a year ago. So, and all these people come out with these amazing ideas. I do this, and they already know, they decided, but they're stuck because I have to get a job, blah blah blah, right? So that creativity is suppressed because you narrowed yourself down. And successful people, and if we're talking about managing yourself and success, if you look at all these statistics, these are the people who were bold, they were courageous, they just went with it, suffered through it. Maybe were unemployed for a few years, maybe had water and bread for a while. Whatever the sacrifices they made were worth the outcome.
Because there's something about money, right? Even I don't know how it's coming, but my friend from US is giving me a loan. I'm getting loan from a lot of other places. I just mentioned that I'm just crunched with money and somebody is there to offer.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
The work is happening for sure.
The thing is, I might have built 200 houses in my career of my construction as an engineer, and my wife as an architect, maybe a lot of interior. Initially, there's the people like young people of 30s, and they come, I have only so much of money, I want to build a house, but I want a dream house. There's no connection between the money they have and the dream concept. I told them it will happen. Just keep it. Give it to the cosmic thing that it will happen. In the initial stage, in the foundation stage, and in the initial stage, they started getting strength. I don't know. They go out of way to do things. Ultimately, I think 75 to 80% of them, they make their dream houses. Okay. Why? Because those who cannot make is too logical, rationalistic. No, I have this. Who will give? I think there is something called higher force. If you are not believing that higher force, that if you are building your house, I'm sorry, you are not building your house. Sorry. Because I have seen, I've encouraged people, no, you are not building your house. There's some strength, some energy is making you. Don't take ownership for what you're doing. Don't take ownership whatever you're doing it. The moment you say, a lot of people who are very famous and rich, I keep talking, and I appreciate them, sir, you got an award, congratulations. This is all this is. I've seen many people, very great, very influential, so humble. When I say congratulations, no, it's not mine, all is his. So it's all His grace. When His grace, then I think you are blocking you from your own logic. I put my logic. No, I am building the house. It's my house. Okay? That's what I'm trying to educate him, and he's slowly opening up. And today, when I see from outside, from my house, I can see his pyramid. I pinch myself. I never thought that soon here such a big pyramid will come. I built many pyramids. Okay? Such a big pyramid, 30 acres, but they're all far away.
That's amazing.
So friends, others understand, think of Satya Harishchandra, who underwent a lot of problems for the sake of truth. Mahatma Gandhi, ridiculed to the extent, and even in my life, in my book, it's almost 40% autobiographical. I have not criticized anybody. Okay? Even though they are given hurt, they have hurted me very much. But if I look back and see the hurt, I could able to transform into an energy. Okay. And the bad patch, we call it as Ajnata Vasa in Kannada. The bad patch, the Rama went to forest, that's called as bad time. The Pandavas went to forest, that's called bad time. I think we all, in our life, we will undergo that bad patch. There is always, I have left saying on mostly every week or every 15 days I release my e-flyers. Convert your Ajnata Vasa into Adhyatmika Anubhava. Okay? That means convert your so-called bad patch, you call it low period, into a spiritual experience. Can you do it? Life has made me, yes, I am undergoing bad patch. Why you call it as bad? The problem is we brand it as bad. Why you call it as it is also a patch of my life. But when you are high, no. You always have this problem of it. Ravanasura will become Bhasmasura, you'll become all the things. I have built this house, this is my house. With all humility I say, I do some of the project, very big project. For people who are very logical, they have a lot of problems in building houses. One or the other problem will come. Whatever is supposed to be done in 6 months, it takes 1 year. What's going to be taken 1 year, it takes 3 years. Because somewhere they block their own progress with their logic. You can ask me why it is. It is also conditioning they have born around family influence. That's the reason we call it as come out. She said Bangalore to Chennai. Come out. Why did you come out? Why he gave free yoga teaching? Patriji gave free. He used to say 25 years back, I'll get you food. Sit and meditate for 2 hours. That's what Patriji used to do. Now today crores of people are following. Why? Because he could able to transform ordinary, what do you call the rusted iron into gold. Anybody can, the old gold can be polished into a new gold. That is okay. But rusted iron can be, if it can be converted into gold, that needs lot of spiritual energy. Okay. And in Apollo again he says, you have the alchemist. ಆ ರಸಜ್ಞ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆ ರಸಜ್ಞ ಇದ್ರೆ ತುಕ್ಕಿ ನನ್ನ 100 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ತುಕ್ಕಿಡ್ದ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದವರು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. One of the, I proudly say, actor Karthik. He's sitting here in front of me. I think he's going to give word of that. So I think even I groom people like him. I say they are like my children because I belong to a different generation. Okay, they should take it forward. The next, okay, never go after so-called name, fame. Okay, it will come. So what? You'll get Padmashri. You'll get Bharata Ratna. So those people who got Bharata Ratnas also, endorsing products today. Okay. They should understand what is the value of Bharata Ratna. Okay, please. So when you are achieve any level, please be humble. Get anchored to that shunya like this. Have you seen a cow which is tied down to a sort of a stick, guta we call it, a pole or whatever it is, about 20 feet rope has been put, it goes only graze around 20 feet. In our Laukika, whatever we are, we need to get anchored to that eternal zero and do all your achievements. I'm sure all your problems will be solved. Madam added so much today to our life. Whatever we learned, the meaning. And I would like to ask a question to her. It's my turn. Tell me, because I not come to US, but I'll come with a bang. Okay, that is much I have decided. How many have you come earlier to India?
Once.
Once, okay. Having compared India and US, I have understood something. What is your message that what we can learn from India and America?
The message was the topic of my talk this morning. I gave another open, and it was practical application of ancient wisdom. The message: what can the world learn from India? If there's only one thing, it's the wisdom of the ancients. What can the world learn from the US and the Western mind is achievement, being bold, going for it, right? So today I try to bridge, right? I try to connect those two. So you have the wisdom, you have the practice, you have this commitment. Now be bold, go, risk, get the confidence, get the tool, not get the tools, use the tools, apply them. You've got what you need, you have it. You need to recognize that you have it, right? You have the strengths to start over in life. You can get a second chance, right? So US is all about this. It's interesting. On one hand, you're pushed down because you're nobody. On the other hand, come on, you're somebody, come on, do it. You're not, you know. So you have overachievers, people who are overly ambitious, like you said, too much. They're spread 50 ways, they do too much, they work extra hard, too far. It's an extreme. But it's an example you can learn from. Don't go that route. Don't end up with midlife crisis, right? Don't get divorced just because you were tired of work and everything fell apart because of your career. A long story short, all the movies you see about how that society is not working well, there's your lesson. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't go that route, right? Economic growth is good, but what does it cost, right? Yes, we all need jobs, but the sacrifice, you know, if I have to sell my soul for the job, then maybe not. I have to make that decision, right? So don't copy just because it looks pretty. You know, don't wear other people's clothes. Make sure it fits you. That's the message too. It's very important because people run after something shiny. We're gonna just copy and just we're gonna look nice and happy. It's a facade. Hollywood is a big factor into what people believe is real. And Hollywood, and you have to recognize that, and movie industry in general, and Bollywood is equally guilty. Because you see this perfect life that's made to entertain you. It's not made to make you believe it. It's a cartoon, it's a comic, it's a novel you read on the train, right? It's for entertainment purposes, not more than that. Now, it can be valuable lesson in it. Oh, and this soap opera, you know, he betrayed her, she, you know, lost the baby, or whatever, all this stuff. You can learn, because these are life situations. You can say, well, you know what, I'm actually going through something like this, maybe I shouldn't do it, because now I saw it on TV, it was a visible example of what I should not do. Or maybe I should do. You get what I mean? So there's a learning opportunity in everything. Just recognize it for what it is and don't run after something that has nothing to do with you. It won't fit you. Right? Many people, I work with a lot of offshore, you know, Indian folks at work, and they're like, okay, you know, if I copy the way you are, I'll be like, you know. It's silly. It looks as silly as I copy, you know, looking like people here. I don't look the same way. And even if I dye my hair black, and, right? That's also a big issue happening, you know, and the big house, I'm gonna make it like on, you know, those magazines, it's gonna look perfect, and I will look like that. But it's not your house. You're copying somebody else's house. It has nothing to do with you. So then you're gonna hate it. You know, that's good enough, I want bigger, I want more. We're remodeling. You know, US is all big on remodeling. They remodel every 2 years. You'll be big there.
That's the idea.
So you want to go in a big way.
Yeah, I'll go and bring it. I'll bring a lot of things from US actually when I go home.
Right here, you hold on to furniture that's not perfect. Right? You don't have the urge, oh, I need a new one shiny. It's still good, right? It works. It's not perfect, but it works. It does what it should do. Not more than that. Furniture is for that. It's for comfort and utility. Simple. But the magazines, the TVs, they'll say, no, you need a new one. Shiny, bigger. So your friends come and, you know, the big TV. The TVs go like crazy now. Now you have projectors, you know. But what are you looking at on TV? Junk food. That's what you look at. That's what you eat. And you willingly do that. And you pay money to go watch these movies. So my message is to both East and West is that consumerism is the fault of the consumer. Meaning, you buy the junk. I read an article on Coca-Cola in South America, right? Coca-Cola, big beast, right? Comes in and makes everybody believe it's the best drink in the world, right? You know there is no nutritional value, huge amount of sugar, and in the US, it's not sugar, it's high fructose corn syrup. So it's a different product that's digested differently. It's the cheapest because it's corn. Don't need to do anything. GMO corn. So those who know get it. If you don't know, don't worry about it. But what I'm saying is, Mexico was the first country that limited sale of Coca-Cola by imposing high tax. So there was a business idea that actually worked for the nation. And then other countries started. So it's a huge beast in the market, right? Sales are amazing. And everybody buys into it. One of the smallest countries with really not much power in the world economy said, you know what, we had enough with you. First, because they lost all their local drinks. They had sodas before. Maybe it was more juice in it. Maybe they had something in it. Maybe less artificial, blah, 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 right? So whatever theirs is junk. Nobody buys it. This imported garbage, everybody buys. So they lobbied. They talked about it. They brought awareness. Went to the office. The big guy said, listen, limit this. Oh yeah, okay, well I can use extra money. I can put higher tax on it. Simple. You tax, prices go up, sales go down. Simple, right? So, market economy is there to use it. If you believe that you live in the market economy, use it. You don't like something, don't buy it. You don't believe in it, don't eat it. Literally, right? Physically, we consume, you know. So they talk about junk food spreading in the third world countries. US already ate so much that it's the opposite. US is on the opposite wagon. Natural, holistic, organic, you know, your label on a product would list 50 things that the product does not have. It's starting here, but not yet. No pesticide-free, GMO-free, artificial additives-free. So then when I first time I said, like milk, there were 50, or I mean I exaggerate, but 10. So I said, so are you trying to tell me that the milk 2 months ago had all this junk in it? And I had no idea.